I don't like that there's not a robot sound anymore.
Doo-doo.
What are you?
I've the past couple days, I've had to lead this pig out of my yard. One of my neighbors has a pet pig, and it's been getting out a lot somehow. And
Their
it roams
pet
the
pig
neighborhood.
would be my bacon if they walked into my yard.
Eventually, I mean, there's coyotes and stuff around out in these here hills.
Oh, shoot.
There's my craving for bacon.
Yeah,
What is the
Pig out in the backyard. Piggy, piggy, piggy.
yeah, it does.
How
It
much
just
does
walks-
this pig
it
weigh?
Walks around.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
I've never
the
had
sounds
that
have
pig.
already started.
How much does the
I
pig
mean-
weigh?
I don't know. I haven't tried to hoist it yet.
200 pounds? 300 pounds?
It's like
That's a big pig.
2.5. It's like 2.5 feet long.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
That's a big pig.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
bacon.
That's nice eating weight.
It's my observations so far. Very cute noises it makes as it walks around. Little snorting noises. But its hair
name?
is
Bacon.
pork chop.
Ah, perfect.
Sure.
See, they're telling you to
Sure.
eat it.
It's the name we gave it. I don't know what its actual name is.
Oh, so it doesn't come when you call it that?
Its name is Dinner. Here, Dinner.
It's
And breakfast
surprisingly-
and lunch.
They're surprisingly quick. Like if you get him to run, he's fast. And
Oh, so you've chased this pig.
Because
yeah,
he knows he's delicious.
yeah, well, all the kids in the neighborhood chase it around.
What the hell?
Like three. Yeah.
Need to make a saddle for the thing.
And it's
Are we
hairy.
ready to start the show yet?
It's hairy.
Oh, it's already rolling.
It's hairy.
Let's kick
and
this pig.
Surprisingly coarse
That's what
hair.
we're doing.
Hey guys, it's October 3rd. This is 153rd, I think, episode.
Get your hand off my penis!
And it's extra loose and screwy for our opening today.
It has to be extra loose and screwy because everybody said last week's was too loose and screwy and we're blaming me. And now Trax is back. If it's screwy when mommy's here, it's all good.
We're
So
one
do you
up in
guys-
last week.
Yeah, do you guys look at we get actually most of the feedback comes to the YouTube channel. I think because YouTube culture, the comments are right there.
Wait, we have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, so anyway, we get comments and all positive. So
Yeah, I was gonna say the YouTube comments seem pretty positive.
the people are not complaining. I don't know what to say about it. That's what's happening.
We know our audience.
Yep.
They know what they're getting, I guess.
That was a pretty big cold open. I assume by now I've put in the music. So
We can
sometimes
ask
I know
Grover. Ask Grover. He'll let you know if you put it in there.
in the future. Sometimes I know where it's going to go. Sometimes I don't. Anyway, welcome to the Loose Screws podcast, and good luck with it. I guess is all I can say.
152.
Yeah, is it 152? That's what this is, and tonight on the show, Commander Chig is here. Hello,
Hi.
welcome back.
How are you? Oh, yeah, I missed last week.
Jesus
did.
Christ, why are you so loud all of a sudden?
Fuck, I'm sorry, dude. My apologies. I'll talk quiet.
Lieutenant Commander Data is here. Hello.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Commander Nurgle is here.
Greetings and salutations.
I'm so confused.
Commander NL Hate and some of his children are here.
Just my grumpy daughter. She fights sleep really hard.
She fights
Bingo.
it well. And also Commander Teflon is here.
I am here, yes.
Congratulations. You made it.
I did.
I don't know why I said that's a weird thing to say. I don't know why I said that. Anyway,
It's not like it was hard to get here and just got on my computer.
And I just realized you said welcome back, and I was here last week. It was the week before, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's the one that
confused.
wasn't here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chig
well,
was
you were
Chig was here. Trax wasn't here. That's right.
The last time I was here, you weren't here. So to me, you
We're
see,
gaslighting Chig tonight.
Oh my God.
Chig, it's actually 2024.
I thought it was 3308. What the frick? You yelled at me last week.
well, I'll tell
It is
you right at
3308.
I'll tell you right at the top of this episode, there's still not really a whole lot to talk about. Dev news, non-existent. In-game news, creeping along. So,
Hold on. It just sounded like you just said that this was going to be a 3-hour episode.
Exactly.
Well, I'm kind of leading up to that. Like, I just want to let you know, if you're not into the ones that don't contain a lot of sincere info, maybe skip this one. Otherwise, prepare for yet another meandering walk through the forest of mysteries that is the Loose Screws podcast.
Yeah.
Lack of in-game
Forest of
content has
mysteries.
The Forest of Mysteries.
a lack of in-game
That's our
content has
code name
never
right there.
stopped us before.
That's not a phrase I ever thought I'd hear uttered on like this podcast.
He's got D&D on the brain.
That's right.
That's usually me. Whoa,
Shall we
we're
go
all
over-
one chair to the right today.
Shall we go around the horn for some personal anecdotes? I'm having a great time. Who wants to go first?
I
Wow.
want to hear
So-
from Nurgle first.
So it's been like almost a whole month since I've been on an episode. And like a lot of the times you guys come around and you're like, hey, what have you been up to? And I'm like, I worked and I did BGS stuff and my eyeballs are sunburnt from my screen. But it's finally something interesting has happened.
Dun dun dun.
How come we don't have that sound? We have a fart, but we don't have that. Dramatic chipmunk.
I'll work on it.
Wait.
I flew from the Covington airfield to the Orlando Sanford airport and chartered a boat and went deep sea fishing for the first time in my life. And for those that
Cool.
don't know, because I've never talked about it, I am an avid fisher who took an extended hiatus from fishing, and I am back. We caught
Back in the game.
13 mahi-mahi and 5 blackfin tuna and 2 king mackerel and a blue runner and had a blast. And the charter captain didn't expect us to catch 5 fish, let alone 20 plus.
All right.
I totally forgot
deal.
about that huge red snapper that one of the dudes on our boat caught, which was super exciting. We caught an endangered fish, and it was enormous and healthy, and we threw it back, and he swam away. So hopefully he's out there breeding, so we can get him off the endangered species list. I'm
Amen.
really excited about that.
All right.
And part of a large portion of my family now, because my family is quite small, works at Cummins. They make the motors. We blew up 2 charter boats trying to get onto a charter. Both of the ones we blew up were Detroit diesel powered, but the one we actually got on the water with was Cummins powered. Really excited about that.
Why are you blowing up boats?
It's the off season, so they probably are ready for their deep maintenance cycle. And we were like in that end of the season before the maintenance cycle started, and just got the bad draw for boats twice.
Like A4, you sank my battleship.
Yeah.
Those boats have been running nonstop since late April.
Yeah.
Denizens of the Discord will have seen pictures of your
Yes.
escapades.
And
Congratulations.
If you ask, I will send them to you because I am stoked, and they all tasted delicious.
Wait, you
Especially
ate
that
them
red
all
snapper.
already?
No, I ate half my mahi-mahi and about a little more than half my tuna.
Did you eat it down there, or did you transport it back with you?
Turns out you can freeze local meat products and fly them domestically, as long as they are frozen and do not seep or leak. So we froze it and bought some coolers and then flew it
So
back.
what do they do if it seeps or leaks? Do they take it back?
Jettison from
Because
the
you
airplane.
weren't allowed to send it here, so we're going to send it back.
Technically, it would have been seized in the airport.
Aw.
Oh, everybody's luggage in the cargo hold with it, all smelling of
Right.
seepy fish.
Yeah.
Good.
Seepy fish.
Tasty.
And here in a while, I'm gonna post a a picture that I shared in the recording booth text channel that's private about some bad lug nuts that I had to fix today. Turns out if you break off a lug nut, like the hex part of a lug nut, it takes hours of labor to break it more so you can get the wheel off to actually fix the problem. So that's what I did today.
All right.
And Terraria updated, so I've been investing a lot of my time in Terraria.
It sounds like she had to work on the tire with you, so that sucks.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Let's spill the beans.
Well, other than chasing swine.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
Okay.
She just jumped on his crotch. That's what just happened.
All right, we'll circle around. We'll go around the table, and when we get back to Hate, we'll see if he's still alive.
I hope his kid is. All right.
He's already reproduced. He's cool.
Twice.
All right.
Chasing a pig around is really the highlight of my week. I've been playing a little bit of Slay the Spire, card-based rogue-like game. Hear a lot about it. Good things. Trying it out.
Sweet.
And also trying out this that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game from Respawn. There's a bunch of EA games available on Game Pass for PC, so I got a couple.
That's like a
more
real
months.
old one, right?
No, this is
No.
relatively
Oh,
recent. Couple years, within the past couple years, it's come out.
Yeah, the sequel will be coming out at some point.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a third person action adventure game. Yeah, you like environmental puzzle solving, killing
Oh, neat.
things, getting skill points, upgrading skills. It's a game ass game.
It's a third-person action RPG. There you go. It's a AAA style.
nice.
AAA budget, so it's very, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm having
I saw
fun
a
with
video.
it.
I can't wait to play it at some point because I saw a video of some guy. He was force choking stormtroopers and pulled them into this trap that as soon as you would trip it, it would crush them. It was hilarious, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's on brand for me. I'd do that."
Yeah.
That's all you got to tell him.
That's all I
Yeah.
needed to see.
All you had to say, man.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
One game sold.
Game Pass, man. I got a couple more months of it. Man, there's a lot of games to try, so I'm just trying different things.
Next
Running
time
through
you
'em.
start up an Innucaster room, you'll have Dramatic Chipmunk ready. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Fantastic. Who's up?
I worked
Who's up?
hard for this show.
Please. Nurgle.
Present.
Nurgle, what the hell?
You know how this works.
Yeah, but I don't work that way, so get over it.
Nurgle,
All right,
I'll
quiz. No, we'll do it differently. I'll quiz you. Nurgle, what fell over this week?
Besides me, not a lot. I screwed my back up. I screwed my back up Friday.
More chainsaws,
shit.
more cold chainsaws.
No, just doing stupid, lifting stuff that I shouldn't be lifting on my own, that I should know better. And frankly, I would have bitched at somebody if they lifted it without help. But I'm the boss and I'm stupid, so I could do that.
Team lift,
And
man.
my ancient back says, no, really, you can't do that.
Excuse my
and-
spine while it turns to powder.
Yeah. And I want to apologize ahead of time. My internet has been going up and down and wiggy since Saturday. So if I suddenly cut out or if somebody asks me a question and I don't respond,
Okay.
yeah, see?
Yeah,
So I mean, it's
That's awesome.
That was so
We're-
perfect.
so
We're since we
but this is-
listen to each other on Discord, but the recording might
Yeah.
have heard something different. So just so everybody, just so
Exactly.
the listeners at home knows, when he says my internet has been going, and that's exactly where it cut out for us. So I hope that's what came through on the recording. It would be fantastic if it did.
no,
It'll probably be perfect
picked
on
it
the
up.
recording, right? Because
Yeah.
we have this fancy system that solves
Exactly.
all of that. But anyway,
Yeah,
Thanks, Patreons. Patrons.
Yeah.
Patrons.
yeah.
Whatever we call
The
them.
patrons took all the comedy out of that meticulously
themselves
scripted,
only.
So we have to add it back
meticulously
in.
scripted moment. But yeah, I actually had some time to play over the weekend in between, getting dropped in the middle of trying to go into a Hazres or something like that. And in between moaning about how bad my back hurt. But not a lot going on. Work has been thankfully calm, and I actually got a chance to play a little, so it's been a good week.
Very sweet.
Nice.
Very sweet. All right, I got Chig and Teflon left.
Chigflon.
I'll go.
All right.
Ugh.
All right, man.
So I've just been busy, and I got to play D&D this week. That was fun. So
Yeah.
I'll get on some Elite here soon, hopefully. Everybody
at
seemed
you,
like they had a good
double-dipping.
time at D&D.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It was a
already
good
got
night.
Yes.
already
Yes.
pretty much got another one scheduled, and I didn't kill anybody yet.
Need combat to kill somebody, don't you?
I don't
No,
need it
no,
to
he
kill
doesn't.
somebody.
Oh,
Yeah. My favorite part was when we tried the wrong key to the door, which triggered a giant fireball getting shot out at
Well,
us.
right after it was plainly explained, like, oh sure, you can tell that this has a delayed fireball spell built into it, and then we just start shouting passwords at it until it blows us up.
Challenge
It was great.
extended.
But nobody died. It was fine.
Nobody died.
Party mate who integrated well with us, I think. And hopefully, had
Oh
fun
yeah,
too.
that's right. My
Yeah.
brother-in-law, my little brother-in-law,
Yeah.
started playing with us. He's 22. He's a cool guy. He's a good guy. He seemed like he fit in well, and he was very, he did, oh man, he's normally pretty socially awkward around new people, and I thought he integrated with you guys very well.
Yeah. It felt good.
Yes.
Seemed like he had a good time, and he jumped right into. I guess that was his first time playing D&D, and he jumped right into being a character, and it was fun. Good job.
It was fun. Now I'm looking forward to playing Elite and killing some Thargoids.
Hell yeah.
So that's my next plan. All right, Chig, your turn.
Apparently I wasn't here last week, or I was here last week. I don't know, but since then, last week's show that I may or may not have been on, I mentioned I was getting a new Verpal stick. I decided to order a new grip, and it came. And I had not long ago I don't remember why I had to recalibrate one of my sticks, and at the time realized that it needed a firmware update. Discovered that when you put in a new firmware, it changes the
Hardware
ID
ID
on it. So then you have to go into your key bindings and change your ID, right? So I got the new stick, and first off, it's badass. This whole metal body on it and stuff, and some of the minor changes they made to some of the buttons. It's super nice. It's super slick. There's extra RGB, so it works a little bit better and everything else. And and I only got the new stick with the grip itself. I didn't get a new base, because they do have new bases too that they've come out with that have adjustments on them now, so you can add tension to them, so they act more like a VKB and don't go hard back to center. So you can actually set one up, as like a throttle type setup. Yes, and I just don't. I have a throttle, so I don't have any purpose for that. So I didn't get a new base. The bases I have work absolutely perfect, so I'm not gonna go with that. I like the resistance always pushing back to middle, so no matter where I'm pushing the sticks, I always feel where center is leaning. So that it's cool that they did that, but I don't have a need for that, so I didn't go that route. I just got the new grip.
It's like if you're switching to like aero flight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. But anyway.
So I got the new stick, and then when I did that, downloaded the most updated software, because the way that these sticks work, if a lot of people don't know, there's calibration software that you use that then essentially flashes, the programming onto the sticks themselves. Then you can plug them into any machine and they're calibrated, because it saves all the settings on the sticks, not on your machine. So when you're playing a game, you're not running any like Verpal software, same way VKB doesn't run any software. They just work once they're calibrated. But
including all the programs you put into them, curves and everything like that. You can take them and plug it into any computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any
it's the way
RGB settings, everything.
Yeah. The way all sticks should work, of course. But the companies like Logitech and Thrustmaster, they don't do it like that because they would much rather have a little piece of software on your computer to, do God knows what.
Exactly. So I went and got the new software and then saw that, I had firmware updates for all my sticks, including the new one. So I just updated the firmware on all. Then, you open up your key bindings, I had saved as, Chigs binds, and then you change the name and the settings. So in game, that's the toggle you go to. So you always have your bindings. You never lose them. You don't have to back them up or anything. I do, but once you learn that trick, you're fine. But changed all the binding names. Everything was fine. My left stick and my throttle were perfectly fine after updating the firmware. But for some reason, the right stick, some of the buttons weren't working. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And, I then start looking into it. And I then watched Down to Earth Astronomy's video on his new primes that he got. Verpal actually sent him some to review, which good for him. I wish that
He's
we were
like their
that
guy.
popular. Exactly.
Yeah.
But he when they weren't working was like, oh no, looks like I got to start fresh. And he went and rebound everything. But I discovered it's just like, no, just a few keys have changed. They changed the numbering of the buttons. So like button 3 was now like button 4 instead. Just a, ever so subtle change, but it's like, why the fuck would you do that? But once I changed 7 settings, everything was perfect. I just had to find the ones that had changed a little bit. And then it worked perfectly fine. But Verpal, what the hell were you thinking? I don't,
which would be perfectly non-existent for somebody who got a new stick.
Yes, exactly.
And didn't have one before, right? You also could have just gone into the programming and reversed their changes. And then Elite would have been none the wiser. I don't know if that's a better solution, because then you'd be looking in the manual and it'll be like push button 4 and you're pushing button 5 instead.
Yeah, well, I don't look at it.
Who cares?
The manuals.
Obviously, you solved it.
Yeah, I solved it pretty quick, which was happy. But then, like the next few times I logged on, the stick that I had replaced, the bindings wouldn't be there when I first. I had to go in, and I didn't have to change it to Chig. I just had to open the bindings, thing.
Okay.
And then leave it, and then it was fine. It just wasn't registering right away. Like the first 3 times, now it's fine. So I don't know what's going on with my computer, like my stupid, EVGA software, changing my graphics card again to only using 25% of its power. I don't know what's going on. Weird shit like that happens. I think that it's the ghost we have that living in our house. That is living in our house. That was a weird sentence.
It's the ghost of Windows 11.
Yeah, he's named Ernie. He does stuff like this all the time. Like car keys will disappear, then they'll reappear. So I think he's messing with the settings on my computer a little bit. But now it's working fine. Like the last 3 times, absolutely fine. Now
you just said a ghost is messing with the settings on your computer.
Yes, it is.
I would love to be.
Fine.
I would love to be the Windows support call they got.
I'm glad that I know enough about computers now that I never have to call any kind of support line, because fuck that. But yeah, so I the stick itself is, the yaw is, a little bit different, just more precise.
Did they change that joint?
No, the joint is still the same, but I think it's machined more precisely, because there's always just even on my left stick compared to my right stick right now, I can feel just this ever so slight amount of play in the yaw. It's like less than a millimeter before it kind of engages. It's just a tiny little bit. The right stick has no, when it's 0, it's 0. And as soon as you move it, you're getting into the yaw. There's no wiggle at all in there. So it's very precise, and just everything about the new buttons and stuff. It's nice. The trigger is, I like the improvement they did on the trigger, and yeah, I would highly recommend. If you already have a Constellation Alpha, I don't think going to Constellation Alpha Prime is something you need to do. Like, I'm not going to upgrade my left stick.
The other side.
It's not a big enough upgrade, but I wanted to see what they did, and I'm very happy with it.
So not change my question about the twist is really like, because they're using a torsion spring in there, which is like a very fragile type of spring. Yours is already broken once.
More than that. I had broken that one 3 times, I think.
They just send you a bunch of spare. I mean, so I was wondering if they'd changed the mechanism at all, but did you even open?
I did not open it, but I looked at pictures online of one that was opened, and it looks almost identical. But I mean, I suppose I could open my old stick and the new stick and compare, but I don't see the point. It's still the same general.
Yeah.
It's definitely
at least
modified
they send
a
you
little
new
bit.
springs.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes all of, 5, once you've taken it apart a couple times, it takes all of 5 minutes to replace it. So it's not that big a deal.
Right.
And I haven't broken one now. Well, I don't know. I was breaking them all the time when I was in my CQC stretch because there's, when you're doing hours of just nonstop, there's no kind of relaxing in CQC. And I was really working them pretty good. And I think once I got out of that, bug hunting is far more subtle, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I've usually got I'm moving in sort of a constant diagonal thrust with little attitude adjustments most of the time.
Yeah, you kind of get yourself in a position, you just kind of hold that position, making minor adjustments rather than constantly railing the sticks left, right, up, down, flipping.
Right.
It's just a different kind of
You keep
combat.
in orbit, you just keep that thing chasing you, and then it's not a lot of violent twisting action.
So that's that. And then in a couple of weeks, maybe we'll do a hardware episode where we talk about all the new graphics cards and GPUs and CPUs and MPUs. I'm just making up words now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. And I don't think anything's actually, a couple of things might actually be viable right now.
Intel's
I don't know.
I think
Intel's
October
up.
12th or something is the first thing, isn't it? A couple of things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then you've got Intel's new graphics card too. That's going to be on the 12th, same day as the 4090 launches.
Yeah.
And then,
There's so maybe we'll recap a little bit once there's a lot of third-party reviews out, because right now there's only first-party stuff, which is mostly nonsense.
Garbage.
where they say it's going to be 4 times faster than the previous gen.
Right. Yeah. When they bullshit, and then Intel is like, oh yeah, our thing's faster than all those chips. And there's like a little line that's like, but that one, you drew it right on your chart. It's faster than yours. Why did you not fill in that line? Oh, because it makes you look bad. Right. I remember now. Anyway, I tell you what, and I think hopefully everybody agrees with me here. We can confidently say, don't run out and buy anything.
Not right now.
This is unfortunately, I will say this whole hardware launch season has been wildly disappointing, but not that surprising.
But if you want to watch an absolute disaster, go watch Intel's launch thing that they did. Oh my God.
Their show. Yeah.
I heard it was very awkward.
Oh my, yeah. I really felt like, I don't know. It feels like we're living in idiocracy, and also a bunch of those people are running Intel, because that was painful to watch.
Yeah, and they've had some doozies in the past too. So
yeah,
this
was
Steve.
like epic. I mean, he just says a whole bunch of word salad, and then the lady goes, "Yep, those are words that are
she
exciting."
literally says that.
It was awesome. So yeah, it's worth catching. Yeah. Just go watch Steve on Gamers Nexus. He does a great recap of it.
Yeah, the first minute and a half of Steve's video. Yeah, the first minute and a half before they actually start talking about the news of Intel's thing, they do a little so here's what their show was like, and that's, if you don't care about computer hardware, at least watch that from Gamers Nexus. It's fantastic.
Those clowns. Yeah, it was good. It's good stuff.
If you ever want to see really funny press conferences, go back and watch there's some really fun and cringy E3 stuff for games.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Very nice. Okay, well, I haven't been here in a minute as usual, but I've been just fighting Thargoids when I can. As just, and they went and moved out. So since then, I've just been, I went back out to the nebula, and there's actually a system here I'm sitting in that has signal sources and a damaged megaship in the same system. So that's kind of convenient.
What? Where? I'm flying there now.
You just come to me. It's hold on. It's HIP 17692.
All right, we've been there a bunch of the past, haven't we?
It's one jump from Asterope because that's where I went to park to go to
That's how you pronounce
Asterope.
it,
And then
Asterope? I thought it was
I
Asterope.
don't know. I like Asterope better, but I get the impression that's not right because whenever I look up star pronunciations, it turns out that I'm doing it wrong. Like my Americanness is like making it wrong somehow.
Your Americanness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Eridani is not Eridani at all, but even though it looks like it should be, it's Aridani. Anyway.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah.
God damn it,
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Yeah. Oh well.
We should have started a new room because those other sound effects would have been perfect for that.
Right there. Well, too bad.
We failed.
So let's see. We had a D&D game on Saturday. That was fun. Thanks, Teflon.
Yeah,
that was
Teflon.
great. And
welcome.
then I've been doing we back to the old times where I don't have conflict zones to run anymore in the morning. So morning coffee's back to breakfast basilisk and morning Medusa. Doing the good work for humanity and the squad. Operation Bronze Medal going strong. It pauses for nothing.
That sounds like a morning TV show. Breakfast basilisks and morning Medusas.
It is. They're a host duo, and it's fantastic. You get to watch them become enraged and then explode. So, fuck you, Thargoids. Die. Anyway.
Thick Thargoid
There it is.
booty.
That's about it. Oh, we got our table. So a while back, my wife and I ordered a table, and we got it back this past Saturday, and I assembled the legs. I built legs for it. So it's like an old slice of an old maple tree that was scrap wood, not scrap wood, but like reclaimed wood. This company makes a bunch of furniture out of this. So you pick out your slab and stuff. So this very figured and all kinds of different colors, maple, and it was mostly split. We had them kind of like finish the split with a wedge down the middle, and then put a resin river through it, which is sort of a blue with kind of a pearly stuff. We had to mix a couple of resins together. So it's pretty cool. And I had this idea. I'm actually gonna put motion activated lights under it because it's actually a little darker than we envisioned it being, but I was like, I can fucking fix this. Motion activated under cabinet lights. I'm gonna put under the river because it'll shine up through the top.
That's gonna be
whenever
hot.
you sit by it. It's gonna be fucking great, and I can get battery powered ones. So
They did a good job on that table too.
Yeah, so I shared some pictures of it. It's stunning, stunning stuff. And so I made a table legs from pipe, like a iron pipe, which is like I actually got this kit that's intended for that, right? And it's like all sized out. Like, oh, there they are. They've already picked the parts for me. That's great. I just bought this box, and here it is. It's all set up for a table, and I get the pipe out, and it's like a table kit, but it is literally just like I grabbed them off the shelf, which means it includes the thin patina of oil that's on the surface of pipe like that to prevent it from rusting. And I'm like, fuck. And my kid's going to be here and people with their nice clothes and stuff. And I'm like, don't touch the table legs. Great. So I had to scrub them all down with dish soap, carefully dry them all. And then I sprayed the whole thing with polyurethane and then assembled it. So what was planning on being like a half an hour assembly, measure out and drill it into the table was like an all day affair with between dry cycles and shit like that. So I was sort of pissed, but it looks fucking great. And the pipe's real shiny now.
Awesome. Nice shiny pipe.
Had to make it weird.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, those resin rivers are hot right now. That's nice. That looks good.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really happy with it. All right. Shall we get into the proper things? I'm not fighting Thargoids this week because last time we had conflict zones, and for some reason with a group of us in there, I had no significant trouble paying attention to the podcast. But even just before we'd started and people were coming in and saying hello, I was like having to re-exert the heart on a basilisk. I didn't kill a basilisk heart on the first try. What is going on? So I was like, this is not happening. So I'm recording this episode sitting on my carrier deck, and we'll just go back to fighting after we're done. Too much.
Much too much.
Too much. All right. Well, hey, guess what? As usual, the first update is the squad update. And now I just got to find it. There's too many damn sounds.
So much.
Oh my God, you guys.
So, how about we do a squad update? Bang! Squadron update.
Never gets old.
I disagree.
No, Chig is actually quite old.
Hey, no,
Maybe not as old as you.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
obviously.
some of us are bordering on ancient. Get over it. Unktomi has successfully expanded into Koraga. That is, unlike most of our neighborhood, that is a system where we are actually going to go ahead and take over. So feel free to build influence there. There are 2 large sections of the standing orders right now deal with systems where we have influence slipping and we need to build influence, like Lambda Andromeda, Calarum, Tamor. I think there's about 6 of them. There's at least a dozen systems where, thanks to recently being in expansion and all of the nice missions that come with that, we have crazy runaway influence that we've been trying to keep a cap on. I'm not even going to bother to try to name all of those. We have one minor war that is currently going on in the Xians system. That is an Antal system. It's a system we're not going to try to take over, but this war happens to be for second place. So feel free to go in there and fight and win for us. And if you are still looking for the pew-pews after fighting in Xian, our friends next door in Brotherhood of Terra are fighting off a FedNeck invasion in LP 193564. Such an elegantly named system. And if you're interested in doing any of those things or seeing what else is going on in Screw Space, all of the details for all of those are in the standing orders post in the Loose Screws faction channels in the Discord.
Nice. And what comes after squad update?
I only cut out twice during that, so hopefully everything got picked up fine.
We can hope. This amazing software we use is from the future, so we should be all good.
If not, it'll be squad updates in Morse code.
Yes. Do we have a Bard thing this week? Is that what we do at Galnet News Time?
Yeah, we do have a Bard thing. I don't know if it got.
Yes, we do.
What's up? Sorry, I'm back. I just realized I left my dog outside. The poor thing was outside, like tapping on the glass, the sliding door, and I just happened to hear it through my headphones. I was like, oh my God, what an asshole.
Yeah, why is he tapping on the door? What a jerk.
No, me. I left her outdoors.
That's exactly what the dog was thinking. What an asshole.
What an asshole. Okay, I'm sorry. Where are we?
We're past squad, so it's in-game news. Do we do the
in-game
Bard
news
thing right before that?
I'll tell you what. No, I'll do because there's actually some things to say. I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna.
Those are words.
Those are words. All right. The in-game news is last Thursday after the episode, the Thargoids. No, I've got to do this in the other order. Well, I don't know. Now I've got myself all confused. Some things have happened. The Thargoids casually withdrawed from the systems they were fighting in, and Galnet made a big deal out of how they were not defeated. So that's a thing.
But seriously, they had 3 Thargoid. Is that what they're called now? Whatever these signal sources
They're called caustic cloacas. I'm not jumping on board with Thargoid.
The
caustic
CCs,
cloaca.
Okay, the CCs, there were 3 of them, and then 3 systems were being attacked by Thargoid. So it seemed like, trying to draw conclusions, but then, Thargoids are leaving those systems. So it's just, I don't know, it bothers me.
Yeah, the Galnet says, oh, maybe they were probing our defenses.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Maybe
we need
they
to prepare
are.
for more probings. I got it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Canon has also identified the path and trajectory that the UIAs are on. Pardon me, the caustic cloacas.
Caustic cloacas.
Colostomy.
Yeah, extra else in there for the colostomies. They are bound for 000 or Sol System. I live there, and I would prefer them to not be here.
Oh man, that's where I keep all my stuff.
I'm long dead in game time, so I'm not worried about it.
Shig with the enlightened view.
They are
Nurgle will still be alive, but hey.
They aren't able to track how quickly they are moving through space as their pattern has become a little bit more erratic, speeding up and slowing down and then just jumping all the way back to where they started, because Cobra works so well. But
so good.
Sometime in late October or early November, maybe there's a holiday there or something going on. But
Maybe there's an update there.
Maybe. Who knows? But around that time, they should be very close to, well within the bubble.
Right on.
Now, is this information from the second part of what tracks it's going to read here? It's been gathered since then.
Well, the cutscene also disappeared on that day. And then a few days later, I think the FSS, there was this is a Galnet article. I don't know if it's actually true because did an update seem to happen, but they said that the FSS was getting a firmware update to help better track the caustic cloacas. But absolutely nothing seems to be different about anything in the FSS since then. So it's a mysterious Galnet article. Why are you guys typing blank spaces in the show notes? Yeah, all right. I'll let it go.
Are there other kind of spaces other than blank spaces?
Touche, my friend.
Trading spaces.
All right. Yeah. So, all right. So now that that's out of the way, that rolls nicely, doesn't it? Into Galnet news recap with Blame the Bard.
Oh fuck.
Does it? Oh fuck. Buckle up. Just so you guys know, I never listen to these anymore before the show.
Me either.
I did the last
live.
one because it was hilarious.
I barely listened to him during the show.
Oh. All right, here we go.
On the board, the Tin Hattie Express!
Is he gone? That woman-charming rabbit-ass motherfucker. He's gone, right? Out the airlock? What do you mean, not exactly? All that trouble he caused last week, and you just let him walk away? I'm gonna make you walk barefoot over dry ice for this. Maybe then you'll finally appreciate the phrase of getting cold feet. Now get the fuck out of my office. Finger on the button again, eh? Oh well, might as well get into it. September 26th. Feds declare religious group as enemy, a tried and true tactic that has always worked throughout history. September 28th. A request has been made to reinstate Aegis with the promise of change. Money funneled into a military spending definitely won't be blown this time. September 29th. Sympnator Patrius praises Princess on success, more at 11. Feds open fire on a religious cult for committing thought crimes. No, not crimes against hoes, the other type of thoughts. And Thargoids retreat from invading systems, a tried and true tactic that has always worked throughout history. On September 30th, militaries across the bubble concerned Thargoids are investing in industrial quantities of caustic-grade lube. Should really just bite the pillow if they're going in dry. And the full spectrum scanner receives an update. It will now track Thargoid autism spectrum. In before I get cancelled. Okay, that's all from me this week. Have fun out there.
Ended on that one, huh?
Shit.
I mean, that's kind of a weird way for his character to go out, but
Oh my god damn it, Bard.
There's a whole, I mean, as usual, there's a whole like subplot that's being developed around all of these. Oh my god. Okay. More at 11. Well, what do you say? I mean, okay, so I don't even know. I don't know where to go from here. Is there a Thargoid Bug Report, or is there anything to say here, or do we?
I really feel like you and Bard covered it already.
Yeah. All right.
No,
The 3 systems, the cloacas are still inbound.
no one knows the FSS update, what that has actually done. Nothing is apparently different.
I'm really glad that they didn't actually fix anything with the FSS, because I'm pretty sure our landing gear would have quit working or some other weird thing would have happened.
Yeah, I don't think there was literally an update. I think it was a Galnet article, and then
But why?
I don't know. And then on Wotherspoon's channel, they literally had a video that was like, nobody can tell that anything's different.
Yeah. So there's an article about nothing, talking about the nothing that they did. I don't know, man.
Well, we can get in touch with what's going on in Operation Bronze Metal. I can't remember what I called this sound. Oh, it's right at the top.
Yeah, it's
Here
the
we
first
go.
one.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that human civilization, not insect, dominates this galaxy now and always.
It's a fray!
God, I love Star Wars. Star Wars
cuts
sound
off
bites.
so suddenly. Okay, that's the best I could do. I couldn't get a sound clip from that movie that didn't just end like that. Anyway,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, I wanted the conclusion of that musical phrase. I'm not an idiot, but I couldn't have any kind of fade out or anything. Anyway, whatever. So, how's it going on your end, Chig? How are we standing in the standings?
We are 19th right now in the standings. We're about 31 billion from being in third. But I have 17 billion. You have what, 10, 11 billion?
I have 9.3.
Okay, so what, between us, we got 26. I think Boobtron has 6 or 7, I think. So we've got plenty to get in position.
Yeah.
Along with everybody else. But I think we just need to keep working.
Keep working, and I think with the Thargoids moving out, a bunch of those other squads are going to be fading off, which leaves basically like AXI and a few others that's sort of all they do as our only real competition. Not that that's any different than before, but I don't know. It's possible that even the AXI growth will slow down a little bit here without actual conflict zones.
Yeah, and we've got enough OCD.
Whereas I'm doing
do
nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
If I'm in game,
worth.
I'm killing bugs, period.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing in game whenever I play, so.
I've seen Data in there doing it. I've seen Nurgle actually killed some scouts. Did you hear that? Hear that rumor?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Right before he got roasted, I think.
Yep. And he's not even going to acknowledge that. Hate's come out and helped a little bit.
Yep.
Dubs has been back. Since Dubs got back, he's been out there killing bugs with us. Kieran, one of our regulars, he's about to be back.
A long-time Discord person is what you're saying.
He's a medium-time Discord person.
Is, yeah, he's a medium-time Discord denizen.
But beloved by all. Who else has been out
there kissing the goids as usual?
Manituk has been killing it.
Manituk puts up numbers.
Between Boobtron and Manituk, there's a little over, all just shy of 12 billion, which does put us in third. Yes, which does put us in third place.
Billions and billions.
Manituk is like Crash. He is a workhorse in the squadron.
They're out there together most of the time.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I'll be
Crash
mentioning
has
Manituk
a few
in
billions
Chig
too.
Chat. He's getting a shout out. So he's getting a pre-shout out right now.
This is your shout out to know that you're getting a shout out later.
Yeah, I'm beginning to act like FDev. I've been around him way too long.
We're announcing our intention to have an announcement.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Watch this space.
Stay tuned.
All right, bug report. Is there any new bugs? I've not encountered any new bugs. Honestly, fighting Thargoids solo instead of at conflict zones is a much less intense situation without the scouts and stuff running around. The ever-present GPU bug is much less obvious. You get the occasional little hang-up, but most of the time there's a Thargoid and me in that instance, and whatever, things run pretty fine when you're not doing more intense things. So even I've had a relatively okay time, and you know how I'll bitch if I don't.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, I haven't experienced any new bugs, just a lot of the usual, I don't know, bugs.
Shadows still flicker. That was a fixed bug, by the way. Shadows still flicker.
Yeah, that's a feature.
Yep. It's a feature.
Yeah. That's what I tell myself.
Has the anti-aliasing always been so bad, or is that an odyssey?
Yes.
Yes, okay. It's always been that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not very well. I don't know what it is, because I'm not a developer. It's like it's not implemented at the right point in each frame draw or something like that. But it's just I don't know. It just doesn't do very good edge detection. Pretty much the only thing that looks like it's working at all is FXAA, and that uses so few samples that it does very little, frankly.
Well, I noticed it really bad when my frame rates dropped down to like 25, when I'm like, why are my frame rates so low? Only reason I noticed that my frames are so low is because the anti-aliasing was like way worse than normal. I'm like, man, this is a jaggedy mess. And then I looked at my frames. I'm like, I'm at 25 FPS. What is happening? So, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's a shame. That also, by the way, that's also a long-standing issue tracker top voted. That's like number 3 or something, has been for as long as I've been looking at the thing. Yeah.
Since the original game in 1984.
Yeah.
I haven't left my captain's chair in 36 years.
All right. Dev News, the stream this week will be on Wednesday, Frameshift Live 18, and it's going to start at 17:15 BST. So
I watched a Frameshift Live a couple weeks ago. I don't watch them very often, and it's been on my mind since, as causing me to have great sympathy for the people who have to host it, because they have to.
Did you look at the chat?
No, I might not know what I'm talking about. I mean, that's entirely possible. I am pretty stupid.
Because they have to suffer through a social anxiety situation, to me, when they go through the stellar screenshots. It's like when somebody shows you their photo album from vacation, and you have to react or emote on each photo. Yeah. So they're sitting there looking at these pictures, 100 photos. Oh wow, look at that one. Oh geez, I really like that next one. I couldn't do it. I could not.
Those are some real pretty fish.
Yeah. So props to their consummate professionalism.
Mm-hmm. Well, the stream promises to have new autumn-themed Twitch drops. They only ever make you watch for 15 minutes anymore to get those, so try to tune in. I personally will be working. It's at a weird time, and I definitely have work, actual client work scheduled, so I can't just fuck off and watch it anyway. But yeah, Wednesday. So moving to Wednesday, probably because Thursdays some other game is using the channel, but 17:15. So that's 1:15 noon for me.
Being a sound engineer, though, can't at any time you just put on headphones and pretend that you're listening back to shit? I mean, just anytime you want.
I'm literally going to be on a consulting call on a voice VoIP thing, on Zoom. So I don't know. I mean, I could put it on my other monitor. Just try not to look at it.
Hold on, I have to be so quiet for an hour while I stare at this screen. Don't worry about me.
I mean, most of my day on most days is me by myself in the studio. So if a stream comes on, I can put it on and decide in the moment, is work compelling enough for me to keep going on that, or can I basically give it 10% of my attention for an hour and see if they say anything interesting, This time I'm going to be actually on a call with a client at the time.
But you just need a soundboard that says things like, mm-hmm, yep, sounds good. Mm-hmm. Those were words.
Increase the gain. Too much something.
Yeah, I can do that. No problem.
Let's put a little cut at about 550 hertz.
Yeah, because nobody will know what that means. Perfect.
But they never say anything anymore on streams.
Well, a bunch of them have had guests. Darren Halil has been on a lot, and he talks about stuff and he tells stories about development. That's fun and interesting. That's probably more interesting than playing the actual game. It is interesting how the YouTube video gets comments about how they wish they would get to actually playing the game. When back when all they did was play the game, it was like, how come you never have any devs on? Honestly, like gamers need to be punched in the face. You guys are all stupid.
But mommy,
we should be ashamed of ourselves. Yeah, honestly.
Oh, I'm ashamed of myself every day. Don't you worry.
Well, for what it's worth, this stream they did not advertise having any kind of special guest, so it might just be a stellar screenshots and Galnet news recap.
Maybe they'll let us know what's happening with the
FSS.
Yeah. FFS.
No, they'll make some snide remark to try to be mysterious. Like, ooh.
Like a picture of Palpatine or something over and over again.
This week it was the scanner from Aliens. That's what was tweeted this week.
That's what he kept doing.
Oh, so he's really doubling down on the FSS that hasn't changed at all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
We updated the scanner. Like, did you? Yeah, we did. I don't think you did. Like,
would you give us a demo?
Yeah, show us what's different. There's nothing. Was there even a tiny patch that came through? Nothing, anything?
Not to my knowledge. Was there?
Not that I noticed.
It was an over-the-air firmware update. Seamless.
Well, that's what the Galnet article said, but if it would actually change something, wouldn't they have needed to push out an update to our computers?
They have hot fixes. I think they do sometimes, or server-side things they can do.
Yeah, server-side hotfix without rebooting anything.
I don't think anything actually changed. But
they should put Dubs in charge of their server. I think
it's lies and deceit.
Lies, deception.
I think it's just bullshit.
All right, let's. Is there anything? This is the dead topic, right? We're done. We're finished.
We're done.
Right. We're beating a dead horse
to death.
We're done with this. All right, so I guess we'll do a chig chat.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
God damn, flawless. This will be my last show, everybody. I am done. Oh my God, that's fucking terrible.
And don't worry, everybody. When Chig goes out, he's sure to go out with her.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Matters. This is the time of the show where we just play all the sounds on the soundboard in sequence.
Okay.
Get your hand off my penis!
God damn it.
It's not me.
I really wish I wasn't laughing at that one every time, but it's so stupid.
You don't like
and
it?
Funny.
Fuck you.
Oh God.
Oh man. There's so
All right,
many
we need to recognize some longtime Discord persons.
Yes. Well, first off, Rick Dalton, he hit Elite 4 in trade yesterday. Or is it Elite 5? Or is it 3? I think we'll have to check with FDev is what he said. But I agree. I when he says Elite 4, I don't know which one he's referring to. So
IV?
I don't know. Or is it 3 because that's the fourth one in line? Does anybody know?
I don't know. I'm more worried about this kick-ass garage he's built or is in the process of building.
No kidding.
Well, yeah, the new headquarters for us. Yes.
Yeah, we're all going to come down
future world
soon.
headquarters of Loose Screws podcast.
Yes.
Yep, we're coming. Put coffee on.
Yep. And then there was a whole lot of talk about hydraulic hoses and hoses in general this week. If anybody wants to go read all that, go for it. The only real thing I am going to bring up is we mentioned Manitou. Got to give the guy a shout out. Not only does he kill it on BGS, he's been helping Operation Bronze a whole shit ton. And like our boy Boobtron we talk about, or Commander Indigo. I just call him Boob. I don't know why.
It's Commander Indigo, remember?
Commander Indigo. That's right. But my boy Boob, he's been out there fighting with us a ton, and he's been saving up his bonds. He's up to like 6 or 7 billion. And
Jeez.
But no, here's the thing. He can't afford a carrier because he's saving up those bonds. So he's been carrierless because he didn't have the bonds. Well, Manitou loaned the dude the 4 or 5 billion credits he needed to get his carrier and get some upkeep under his belt. So now Boob can work for Operation Bronze Medal even harder and more efficiently because of our man Manitou, who seems to be everywhere helping everybody. So that's the one shout out this week.
Manitou
and that's
is
not the
such a
first
bro.
carrier he's bankrolled.
Very true. So yeah, everybody say good job, Manitou.
Good job,
Great
Manitou.
job.
Good job,
Manitou.
Great job,
Excellent
Manitou.
job, Manitou.
All right.
The guy bounces between BGS and Operation Third Place like every day. Like he does them both in the same day.
Yeah, and like
What the fuck?
Not like a casual little hour here, hour there. No, he's
like
playing a lot.
just ran 20 missions and killed 20 bugs.
Yeah, it's an impressive amount of gaming. I only assume he's got really, really fucking massive hemorrhoids at this point, but
What?
Jesus.
Not at all where I was expecting that to go.
Yeah, that took a turn I wasn't expecting.
Thick
Yeah.
Thargoid booty.
Usually when I'm talking, that's what you need to expect. So just, yeah.
Get your hand off my penis!
And now we can move on to whatever's next. You laugh
Whatever
again.
it is next. The next thing in the notes is where we would put a discussion topic. We obviously have discussed plenty. I think we're fine here. We're fine here, right?
Right. Well, let's discuss.
Moving on.
Yeah. Let's just
Moving on. Where the cheese at?
Oh, that's me. Or
It sounds like he's eating it.
Okay.
That was timed perfectly.
You're welcome.
This is unbelievable.
I'm probably going to pronounce these wrong. So, forgive me. But this week's cheese is, it's called Arag, also called kumis or Arag, spelled with a Y instead of an I. It is a fermented dairy product made from raw mare's milk. It is traditional drink for many people in Central Asia. It's Mongol in origin. The milk can be mildly alcoholic, but it tends to be consumed in enormous quantities to have any noticeable effect. Or excuse me, it needs to be consumed that way, not tends to be. The milk is fermented by. The milk is fermented by a combination of lactic acid and bacteria and yeast in a horsehide container called a saba. And since the milk is fermented, Arag is suitable for lactose intolerant people. The taste is sour, but it can people do like it. It's used to make cheese and yogurt. And I find these on like cheese. It's like cheese.com where I'll get these cheese facts.
So you milk the horse and then you store the milk in a sack made of horse. Humans are fucked up, dude.
The whole thing just. What if you're lactose intolerant? This sounds really bad. Sounds like
it's fermented, so the lactose is broke down.
He addressed that already in the presentation.
Would you pay attention?
No, you lost me at mare milk. I'm sorry.
This is it's an elaborate scheme to make alcoholic cheese.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking, didn't President Zachary Taylor die from drinking too much milk and died of diarrhea? Isn't that a thing?
That sounds Googleable.
Yeah, I think so. And that's all that I was thinking of. He was probably drinking this stuff. And if anything that's called Arag really makes me question whether I want to touch it to begin with. And then mare milk, the alliteration's good, but other than that, I think of what was the one where, oh my God, Woody Harrelson, Kingpin was a bowler and he milked the bull. That's what I was thinking of. Big old bucket of, never mind. Carrying on.
All right. Moving on then. Yep. That died a quick and painful death. Movie anniversaries. It looks like there's just one in my list.
Yep.
It's the Mighty Ducks. So congratulations, everybody. If you like the show, please give us a rating on your podcast app.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Matters.
We should drop
What
the
does
end
it
of that
say at the end
soundbite
of
with the Chinese meal. I don't know why.
What is at the end of it? I don't understand.
I don't know either.
It's a sound clip from a news clip.
Oh, because I've never heard that before.
The whole
Somebody
video
started
is a
playing on
news
this
report.
show.
Yeah, and so it's picked up, and then that was the first one I made when I was learning how to use Audacity, and so I just caught that at the end.
So it has to be here.
And I haven't.
It's natural.
I didn't catch that at the end when I exported the sound, and so I just haven't gone back and redone it.
Huh. Well,
I can stop making these soundboard stuff if you want.
Can you really?
I forgot about that one.
What's the one that says DWTS?
Click it.
Hit it.
Oh, wait, I know what that is. Yeah. I just figured it out.
Oh man, yeah, that's where you gotta hit one because you don't know what it is.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Yeah, but my God,
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I hate everything about that. All right,
How many of these have I put in here?
do we have
What's our
all
favorite
of
Star
them,
Wars
probably?
movie? Let's talk about that.
A lot.
Yeah, let's do a breakdown of every Star Wars movie. Let's start at the beginning. Oh,
There's only 4.
Check out Tone Control at tonecontrol.com. loosecrewcd.com. We have a merch store. We have a Patreon now. Have a great night. Stay loose and screwy. Signing off.
Is that how we're ending?
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess hate's leaving
I thought
in the
that
middle
was
of the show.
Good and clean.
That's a great
Way
close.
cleaner than our normal endings.
Absolutely.
And
Come on,
it
just hit the stop button.
yeah.
Get your hand off my penis!